space in here.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope your team was not amongst the top two that were beaten yesterday because, well, one of them we cannot really drag them much. There's some people that you don't know. When there's nothing happening to them, but the other people, if you know your team dropped points yesterday evening, I'm giving you the specific time now, evening, not afternoon match, evening.
That we know we are
Just pack well because we are coming for you. We drag you like that generator that the plug is not good. You know that one, you have to drag it multiple times. Yeah. That's how we are going to drag them today. All right, so what we have on today, we'll be talking about the NBA. So you know that the playoffs will almost start. The playing tournament though is starting this week, so we're going to be touching on that. We'll talk about Monte Carlo Masters and why I want to live in Monte Carlo now. That's my future ambition. Then we'll also talk about the big boys who drop points during the weekend or over the weekend, and what they are going to be able to do to redeem themselves this week. All of that and more in the locker room. But before we do anything, Zibby, how can we be a part of the locker room today?
Well, it's easy. You're listening right now, but you can also keep in touch with us. Let us know your thoughts. The WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981. We're streaming live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Yes, Smooth981 on YouTube. And you can also tweet or X at Smooth981. The hashtag is LockerRoom981.
All right. On that note, can we go through the headlines first?
On the bill this morning, ruthless Sissipas defeats Rude for third Monte Carlo title as the 2024 NBA Western Conference playing tournament pairs confirmed. Then Arteta calls for Arsenal reaction after Villa hammer blow, as there will be club bemoans lack of conviction in Liverpool's rubbish Palace loss. And then, we are not done yet, says Leverkusen boss Alonso. And then Inter to have Milan Derby Scudetto shot despite Cagliari draw. And then, not fair to judge Chelsea due to injury problems, says Pochettino. And then comes Guardiola delighted with City form at crunch time.
Yes.
Squeaky bum time.
It's like their juju, it sets at the right time. All right, so let's start with the playing tournament in the United States of America.
All right, Stefano Tsitsipas completed a Monte Carlo. No?
Yeah.
NBA.
Western Conference?
Yeah.
Okay. The 2023-24 NBA regular season is officially over and the Western Conference playing tournament teams have been confirmed. The Western Conference had many unknowns before the last regular season game.
Yes. So unlike the Eastern Conference, we already knew who was going to be in the play-ins, 76ers, Heat, Bulls. We knew who were up against each other. The Western Conference was a little tricky. And so last night kind of did, or early hours of this morning, whichever time it fell in your zone, determined who played in the playing tournament and who went straight into the playoffs. And the New Orleans Pelicans lost heavily to LA Lakers last night, which meant that they dropped and they are now in the playing tournament. And guess who their opponent in the playing tournament is? Yes, Los Angeles Lakers. So you lost to them and you're going to play them first. And then in the second playing tournament, which I think is going to be the game of the play-in tournament, is Sacramento Kings taking on Golden State Warriors. So really huge games there. I still think, when you look at the New Orleans Pelicans coming up against LA Lakers, you kind of figure that the Lakers will take that one. It should Anthony Davis come back, because yesterday, again, somebody exhaled in his direction. Okay, so it's not that bad. Somebody hit him a little bit. Next thing we knew, he was walking off the court holding his back. And we're just like, okay, is this another injury? And this is the wrong time. So if Anthony Davis is back or AD is back, we'll be able to see how good the Lakers go. But in that game, you kind of think that, it will tilt towards Lakers making it through to the playoffs. But with Kings and Warriors, it depends on the game. And so that one could be a very tough battle. So I think for me, the game of the play-ins, Warriors taking on Kings.
And with that, can we drift on now to see why you must make that move to Monte Carlo now?
Yes, we can.
Stefano Tsitsipas completed the Monte Carlo Masters Trophy hat-trick on Sunday, holding off Casper Ruud 6-1, 6-4 in a display of ruthless tennis.
Yes, it was. That's the exact word. It was ruthless because we'd seen the semifinals the day before. In fact, the semifinals was even the tricky one because everybody expected it to be another Novak Djokovic taking on Yannick Sinner. I think most people had prepared for that. And then Stefano Tsitsipas and Casper Ruud were like, no. And I think the really shocking one was the Yannick Sinner one. Remember, I said he's only lost one match all year. And that was to Carlos Alcaraz, a little understandable. For Stefanos Tsitsipas, he'd had a horrible season last time out. He even dropped out of the top 10. So injury after injury, and even when he came back, he just couldn't get enough good run of matches to say he had built a momentum or anything. So to say that, to see Stefanos Tsitsipas playing in the final in Monte Carlo was shocking to me. And yes, I know he'd won it 2 out of the last 3 times, but his form building up to this season, his form this season had been poor at best. But he somehow took it one gear after the other. I think the bigger one was when he took on Yannick Sinner, the guy that was tough to beat this season, and he was down in the deciding set, but he fought back. And was able to win that match. And some people say, oh, that yeah, Yannick Sinner looked like he had picked up an injury or he was struggling physically in the third set. The bottom line is that he was playing brilliant tennis, and Tsitsipas beat him in one of his best seasons. So that was the first one. And then the second one was Casper Ruud, who had never taken a set of Novak Djokovic, taking off the first set, losing the second set, and then coming back in the third set to beat Novak Djokovic. So not looking like a great season for Novak Djokovic. Almost as if the young guys have seen one person beat Novak Djokovic and the other person saying, let me try. Maybe I'll beat him now. So the floodgates are open and everybody's just trying to get one over Novak. But it sets up a good tie for two people that nobody really thought was going to be here. And Stefanos Tsitsipas just moved it to the next level because he played ruthless tennis throughout. He didn't give Casper Ruud any time to settle down. He didn't give him any time to breathe. And he took that one in straight set. So great one for him. Congratulations. Winning the Monte Carlo Masters 3 times out of the last 4 years, and especially winning it in this time where he's been in such poor form. So good one for him.
All right, let us know your thoughts. WhatsApp number 0809 440 You can tweet at smooth981 and post a comment on our live stream on YouTube. LK Aderoba, we see you. Okay, Arsenal's Premier League title destiny was wrenched out of their hands as they lost 2-0 at home to Aston Villa on Sunday, but manager Mikel Arteta said how they react will be crucial.
This is interesting. He does have a point, but we're talking about Arsenal here. So let me paint a picture. So Manchester City had played earlier. First of all, I would blame the Premier League. Arsenal shouldn't be playing on Sunday evening, seeing that they are playing in the Champions League on Wednesday. All Spanish La Liga teams that are involved in the Champions League, they arrange their teams to play early. And so to not give a team from your league an opportunity to go far is very questionable to me for the Premier League. But let's leave that aside first. So Arsenal is playing Aston Villa on a Sunday evening after Manchester City had played brilliantly on Saturday, won by 5-1, 5-1 or 5-0. And then Liverpool had just lost earlier on. So Arsenal were warned. Do you understand? They've seen the script. They knew what they needed to do. Liverpool just lost to Crystal Palace in Anfield. Manchester City had won convincingly the day before. You knew what you had to do. Just do it and you get it. Now, it's not like they were playing against an unknown enemy. They're playing against Unai Emery. Unai Emery had good reason to defeat Arsenal because Arsenal shamed him out of the club. So he had good
payback.
He had good reason to derail whatever plans they have to stain their white, as they say it in the streets. And then they're playing against a tough side like Aston Villa that can be tricky. They are a team that can get points off you. And so all the warning signs were there, and they got into that match, and they took their time to build up. Now, I always say the thing that when Arsenal is going to struggle, when Arsenal is going to drop points, I kind of know because of maybe the way they paced themselves during the match. And that's what Arsenal did. They came into the match and decided to build up into the play slowly. Normally, that kind of game, if you want to win it, you first, you know, just make the opponents a little bit frazzled. You just attack them from the get-go. They were playing tactical with Unai Emery. The one guy you shouldn't be trying to do tactical advantage with. He will, every guy he will play with you. Then when he can, he will strike. And that's exactly what they did against Arsenal yesterday. Arsenal had a brilliant first half. Unfortunately, they didn't put the ball in the back of the net. Second half, Aston Villa was all over them like white on rice. In fact, based on the way Aston Villa played in the second half, they deserved all 3 points. So Arsenal never left the dressing room. They never came out. The players didn't even have, would I say, the confidence to change the match halfway in between. And to make matters worse, Mikel Arteta was now thinking of Bayern Munich. He now took off Odegaard. He now took off Gabriel Jesus and sent in Emil Smith-Rowe to come and play. I mean, on a day you needed points, you sent your bench players to come and warm up. Of course, they beat them like common thieves. They beat them and they beat them at home at the Emirates. So it's tough now. And prior to that match, Arsenal had their fate in their hands. After the match, they have to hope that Manchester City drop points and leave before they can also win. Now, here's what is tough for Arsenal. Arsenal is the kind of team that sometimes they can take 2 or 3 matches to recover. Yeah, so sometimes they will drop points they will lose against first team. They'll still be mourning against second team and drop points there. So they can take 2 or 3 matches to recover. And guess what? They have the trickiest of the run-ins. They have Manchester United, they have Chelsea, they have Tottenham, and they have Wolverhampton Wanderers. So they have teams that are capable of doing damage. Liverpool, yes, have 2 matches that you say, okay, they can drop points. Manchester City, you know that Manchester City is capable of finishing the season. They'll play that 12 matches and not drop a point. So they're experienced in this. This race, they're experienced here. So right now, it's advantage to experience Manchester City. And Arsenal, who had the opportunity yesterday with all the information beforehand.
Area of concentration.
Do you understand?
You will see.
So ultimately, the Gunners drop points. So at the end of the day, it's back to Manchester City. So Arsenal fans, please, can you call us and explain to us what happened to your team yesterday? But you'll not call us now. We'll go on a break.
Yes.
We have to go on a break. But when we come back, Zibby will give you the number to call us on and explain to us what happened to your team. We are here. We're here for you.
We'll get the WhatsApp calls in. That will be on WhatsApp if we get the calls coming.
Okay. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So we'll not do. We'll just do. Let's do WhatsApp message.
Call the phone. Let's see.
So usually it may not. Last week the
okay,
network was horrible, but
okay, don't worry. We'll just do WhatsApp. But there are enough messages.
You've got enough message too. But the banter would have been sweet if these guys, you know your customers now. They will come and make life miserable for
you. Right?
Wow. So you say that's right.
Does Sam do?
Maybe they're trying to sort it out.
Okay.
Who mind stupid ass now?
They spoil people's evening.
They spoil evening. You are not a good gossip.
Yeah, I said
no.
No.
It's the fact that it was obvious what you were trying to do.
Cisco, God help you, Cisco is not online.
I know, Cisco will just pick it up.
Cisco will
Cruise.
this morning. Our cruise, or what's it called? We just come out here like, yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
It was just so obvious. You're trying to pass it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh good. My legs are cold.
Where's Miriam? Please, I need Miriam to come and massage my knee. Oh wait,
you're actually going to come here.
Not now. Oh my days.
I am so cold.
Yeah, the time they will just be you will be taking the beating at home because they will saying they send you you will shout
You
God
don't go.
deliver. But
Auntie
then
said I should tell you you're
yes,
stupid.
No, this one, she's doing it because she's here. In her house, she's probably the person in fact, if you go to her house now and tell them what she does, they'll be like, is it the same Annie? I'm telling you. So we'll come back with messages.
Oh, I love this because
Do you believe in
but I think if we
love?
remove this somewhere, it destabilizes the audio too.
Okay.
So we can't even get the call.
I wanna love you for life.
We're back.
Just the two of us. It's still the locker room on Smooth 98.1. Omas, Tega, and Zibby. Get in touch. Let us know your thoughts. WhatsApp number 0809440981. You can tweet at Smooth981. We're streaming live on YouTube. Hi, can you see us? Yes, you can. Smooth981. That is the channel. And don't forget to subscribe.
All right. So we're back now. Let's take some messages.
Let's go to YouTube. YouTube seems like they're preparing something that would look very nice for them.
They are cooking something that is sweet.
Let's see what they're cooking for us there. I see LK Adeba's message, but what's happening, Zibby?
I have no idea what is going on.
Okay, but let's go over now. The WhatsApp, they just called us back now. Let's go back to WhatsApp and see what we can get from there. Ibukun from K2 says, "No, wow, Villa beat you at their home and they are battling for top 4. Man City won, Liverpool lost, and you are playing with former coach that has beef, and Arsenal didn't do the job. So Ten Hag has infected Arteta with questionable changes. Arsenal no try after we worked hard to draw Liverpool for them. Now we have to lose to give them a chance." Ibukun from K2 has that one for us. And
should we go on to YouTube?
Yeah, okay, go to YouTube.
Okay, LK Adarba says the only sad thing about Liverpool losing is a chance for City to win a 4th EPL title in a row.
Farmers League.
For the so-called most competitive league. This is embarrassing. We are all behind Liverpool. Padre Pio says this weekend was a comedy of errors. Liverpool conceded 4 unreplied goals at Anfield in a week and gave Arsenal the opportunity. But Arteta said no thanks. This is Peps. How annoying. LK says Tega and Zibby wearing black to mourn Arsenal today. Whoa, we are here for it. Hey, damn.
And I didn't get the email. I don't know how they send that email.
You want to stand up?
Well, this is close. This is close.
You want to stand up?
Exactly.
Let them see what you are doing in public.
Padre Pio says, I'll blame Arteta for Arsenal's loss. 4 changes immediately and boom, 2 goals. Abiodun says, my own is that if Man City mistakenly wins the EPL 4 times on the bounce, the league will become Farmers League. He gets why. Chimobi Victor says, good morning. Tega had to make it to the studio because Arsenal lost last night. I heard what you said, Tega, off air. Don't mind stupid Arsenal. We'll still win the EPL and UCL this season. We go shock you.
Okay.
Ogundipe says the EPL yesterday is just the beginning of the twist and turns of the season because for real, Man City still has some tough teams that will cause them to lose.
Okay.
WhatsApp
Let's do 2 more messages from WhatsApp. And
okay, this one, it's coming. It says, Jerry from Ikorodu says, I'm so happy for Bayern Leverkusen winning the title in Germany. Happy for Boniface and Teller. I hope they go and win the treble. As for my neighbor Arsenal, I pity them. All these gra don't stop last. We don't hear word. As bad as Chelsea, they will still win league before Arsenal. As for Liverpool, they never see anything. Good for them. The entire message comes in here saying, why argue with Arsenal fan when you can wait till end of the season
for them to choke?
Yes. Since yesterday evening. Well, it goes on. My timeline has been so quiet that I can hear Bayern celebrating. Otilo, congrats to Pep. Unless the 115 charges come true, it's already in the bag. This performance is why Klopp said he's tired.
All right, on that note, let's go to the next story.
Okay, and this one has to do with, well, Klopp. Jurgen Klopp said Liverpool lacked conviction in a shock 1-0 defeat at home to Crystal Palace that rocked the Reds' Premier League title challenge on Sunday.
In fact, they've lacked condition for a while because they lacked condition against Atalanta. Now they lacked another conviction against Crystal Palace. But the difference was, they were pressing, and I understand what he means by lacking conviction because they dominated possession, they created chances. In fact, after Crystal Palace scored, most of that match was played in Crystal Palace's half. I don't think I'd seen Alisson, you know, most of the second half. In fact, there was one time he had to leave his half. He was in the Crystal Palace half. That's how much Liverpool compressed the team. But still, the walls of Crystal Palace refused to come down.
That's why it's a Palace.
It's a Palace. The walls were staunch. And that was it. It was I would say, a solid defensive master display by Crystal Palace, but you also question some of the chances that Liverpool players missed, and you also have to ask Mohamed Salah, where's your head at? Because some chances, some of those chances, on a normal day he buried them, but he was missing them. Those opportunities. You look at the way Liverpool play, you look at some of the goals they've scored, and you're just like, why are these brilliant players missing these clear-cut chances? Which is why I suspect that Jurgen Klopp is saying he's talking about his team, because if they had a bit more conviction, if they had a bit more confidence, it was Liverpool of early season, they'd have won that match, even from one goal down. So yes, it's a tough one. They've been in a rough patch a little bit, but maybe just maybe this couple of losses, these back-to-back losses, will wake them up and bring a shock to their system, because they need something to get them back fighting.
Getting the fight back, let's go over to Bayer Leverkusen, where coach Xabi Alonso said his unbeatable side was not done yet after winning their debut league title on Sunday, with a treble still possible this season.
Yes, you can complain about, maybe Bayern Leverkusen winning, Bayern Munich having a tough season, and maybe that's why Leverkusen won. That's not true. Leverkusen has not lost yet. So they won on the basis of their own brilliancy. If you look at what Bayern Leverkusen is doing, playing match after match. Some matches they went down 2 goals, fought back to come into it to get this win. This is the man that Mikel Arteta should be copying notes from. When you think about it, Bayern Munich had won this title 11 years in a row. Bayern Leverkusen's nickname was Bayern Neverkusen. Yeah, that they could never win. And now Xavi came back, and he has won the league title for them, and they could win the cup and they could win the Europa. So there's still the treble on the cards. They're not done yet. The season is not over for them. Yes, they celebrated yesterday, and the town was excited. Everybody in the town came out.
So even before the season end comes officially to a close, the trophies.
No, they've won. It's over. Mathematically, it's impossible for anybody to catch them. So they're the champions. And so that's the guy that Arteta should be following. For somebody that's breaking a jinx, and the way you play match after match, bringing your team, putting that fire in your team. I mean, Granit Xhaka will be like, why didn't I have this coach last season? Because think about it, Granit Xhaka was part of the Arsenal team that capitulated last season, and now he's dancing in Germany with a league title, and Arsenal is still money. So it's one thing. You have to look at what the coach is doing with the boys and the spirit that is in that team. Match after match, they bring it. Match after match, they fight and they play. They never get to the level where they are confident or comfortable. They're dogged. If it was a Bayer Leverkusen, if it were a Bayer Leverkusen trailing 1-0 to Aston Villa yesterday, they would have won that match by 2-1. They won't lose it by 2-0. That's how much they push. That's how much they fight. So congratulations to Xabi Alonso. Congratulations to Bayer Leverkusen. They had a brilliant season, and it's not because Bayern Munich had a bad season. It's because they played well, across all competitions. So hopefully we see them do something magnificent. I don't know about winning Europa, but I do know that German Cup, they could pick it up and at least go home with a double.
Let's see how it looks like. Inter Milan will have a chance to win the Serie A title in the Milan Derby, despite slipping to a 2-2 home draw with lowly rated Cagliari on Sunday.
That was shocking, and I think it's because they've taken their eye off the ball, maybe because of the gap they have between themselves and the closest team to them. But the good news is that they can afford to drop points and then win the Scudetto at the Derby. Do you know how it is to eat from a table in front of your rival. That's what. If can you imagine winning the Scudetto
Uh,
by beating AC Milan?
The only way to imagine that is the chapter that says,
In
"Thou
the,
preparest a table
yeah,
before
in
me."
the presence of my enemies, they will be happy. So that's the only, I think that's the only joy they will get from this. But they have to win that derby, to win the Scudetto um next week. Because if they had won this match against Cagliari convincingly, then they would have just needed a draw against
To lift
Milan
it.
to win. But now they need to win it. That sounds good. They need to win it to win it.
Whoa, that's good.
But on the sad news coming in from the Syria yesterday, Ndika Evans Ndika, playing for Roma, was clutch. He off the ball. He clutched his chest and then he went down. He had to be stretchered off the pitch. And then the match was stopped because both teams couldn't emotionally continue playing immediately after that. So we'll see whether the match will be completed at a later date or what that decision will be. But what it was that both players couldn't play, seeing that he was in a terrible condition at the time. We're hearing that he's in good spirits now. He's okay. So we are grateful for that. But yeah, very sad incident yesterday. Very scary incident because when he grabbed onto his chest, I was like, not again. Not another one. But he's in good spirits now, and hopefully he's getting better.
Now, Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino said it is unfair to make judgments on his disappointing debut season with the club due to the Blues' injury problems.
Everybody has injuries. Every team has injuries. If you play in this league at one point or the other, you have injuries. Manchester City had to do without Kevin De Bruyne for a while, without Erling Haaland for a while. They had to mix their team. Liverpool, I don't want to mention how many players have picked up injuries, and they had to manage that problem for a while. So you cannot be complaining after spending all the money in the market. Can you imagine spending all the money in the stock market on players and you're not saying we had injuries? Okay. Please, everybody has injuries. Give us another excuse. But today they play against an Everton side that is doubly wounded because remember, they had points deducted for financial inconsistencies against the league, and so they've had another extra points deducted, and now they're just above the relegation zone battling. So that will be a tough one to see how Chelsea will come up against Everton at Stamford Bridge. It's the kind of match you think on paper Chelsea should be able to add more goals to Everton. But Chelsea, being Chelsea.
10, 11.
The 10-11. Nice one, nice one. But Chelsea being Chelsea, it might be a tough one for them to even get anything. So we're out of time. So let's just round up with messages.
All right, messages waiting. Tyler's message. Every match was a lack of conviction back to back. It's Liverpool played against two teams, Crystal and Palace. Congrats to Alonso, Waze, and Boniface and Taylor on winning the Bundesliga. Kingsley Coleman, sorry for the blemish caused by Harry Kane. It's his nature not to win trophy. It's inseparable and now becoming contagious. Xhaka has now joined the elite set of leaving Arsenal to win trophy. Harry Kane went to the wrong Bayern. Now I find Oniru's AY from Oniru just showing us some of the teams there, Champions League. But let's move on. Let's go to the elephant that's developed elephantiasis.
Yes.
Solomon's says the guys by the pool have lost their liver and are now walking alone. This EPL sky is definitely blue. Solomon from Akoka's thoughts this morning. Mayowa says an amazing weekend for me though. I saw Emil Smith Rowe come on and knew it was already over for them. Counting your eggs before the hash is costly. As for Liverpool, no comment. Anfield is a fortress. But Man United drew Atalanta and Palace kept clean sheets. City back to where they belong originally.
Exactly.
Noise over. Thank God they don't have so much fans. Farmers League activated. My guy LeBron be giving me vibes. 40K, 11K, 11K. The legend is here.
All right. On that note, there's so many messages, but we can't take them all. Want to thank you for sending your messages. Want to thank you for streaming on YouTube and send your messages on WhatsApp and for tuning in to us at Smooth 98.1 FM to listen to the locker room. So we'll come your way again on Wednesday, and hopefully an elephant would have resurrected. Otherwise, we drag again.
Yeah. Our clean
Thank
flag.
you and have a good week. Yeah, that's the real time.